suffice. Welcome back to the Daily Buzz 716. If we listed all of the accomplishments of our next guest, our time with her would be over before the interview started. Suffice to say, Dr. Kelly Luchey is a high school administrator, life coach, counselor, consultant, and the founder of Lucid Pathways. She has a lot going on. And today, she is going to explain the purpose and value of vision boards to us. Welcome, Dr. Luchey.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you.
Now, I don't want to take away from the doctor at all.
Okay, but wait.
But a couple things. Nope.
Okay, I just want to say this was my vision board.
Oh my God.
That's your vision board.
This was my vision board for today, and guess what? It happened.
It happened.
Yes, Jan, please tell our viewers a little bit about you.
Oh, it is such a pleasure to be here with this accomplished group of very cool women.
Just what I wrote. Keep going.
Okay, yeah, so far that's in the script, right? It's a prompter. I've done a co-host for a TV show called Come Dine With Me, Western New York. And we teach people how to cook restaurant specialties in their own home. The chefs come and share their recipes so that you can become a better cook. And cooking is like the in thing today. And I also teach at Star Point Central School. I teach family and consumer sciences, which AKA home economics.
Give a shout out to Roger Van Dett.
And Roger, yes, yes. He is one of our
Awesomeness.
staff, yes. And so I'm here today and enjoying the day. My day off.
Thank you.
We're so happy.
Celebrating
Yes,
with
sure.
everyone here.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it's a pleasure.
And next time you come, you're going to bring us the fruits of your labor, right?
We can definitely
And by
do
that time, I will have identified the kitchen, which room that is in my home.
Oh, Lord. But Dr. Luchey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Luchey. Okay,
It's a pleasure to be here with you.
there's so many things that you do, and the vision board is one of my favorites. But before we talk about that, I want you to tell everyone a little bit about your background, because vision boards are popping up everywhere. So I want to lay the foundation to show why you're so good at what you do.
Oh, I'm humbled, thank you. Well, I am an educator, a high school administrator. I was formerly a school counselor. Been working in education and in the counseling field for over 20-something years, and I'm all about visualizing what it is that you want to achieve and accomplish. So to be quite honest, I was doing vision boards long before they became very popular. In the last 10 or 15 years with The Secret, and of course on Oprah, you know, she made them
Jack
very, very
Canfield,
yes,
and
and then you have everyone from Steve Harvey and Katy Perry and even Soulja Boy talking about how creating a vision board has helped, you know, to just launch their careers and just, you know, pummel them into a lot of success and happiness. But I truly believe in them.
Well, you're going to take a moment, I hope, for those of us who do not know what they are. I'm not naming names, but so.
And I know,
But it rhymes with Penny Wolf,
right?
right?
Oh, I've done at least 3 with Dr. Luchey, and it changed my whole perception on them. Yeah, so.
So
I must be the only one that doesn't
been
know.
successful for you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, so a vision board, quite simply, is a collage of your visions, your dreams, your aspirations. Whatever it is that you are dreaming, whatever it is that you feel in here that you want to accomplish, it's a combination or compilation of pictures that you put on a board, but it's strategic. It's much more than just cutting out some pictures and slapping on, you know, poster board. There's great thought and time that goes into it.
Now, you also at your vision board, I call it a party because I have a
We
good
have
time.
parties, we have workshops, seminars, we do all of it.
You talk about how everyone has done them before, they just don't know it. So for Judge Penny,
I'm sure you've done them, you just don't realize. Like I say, let's go back. You know, for myself, we'll go way, way back to kindergarten, first grade. I remember one of the first activities that you were guaranteed to do was construction paper, which I don't even know if they make anymore. Construction paper and magazines, and you were, you know, charged with creating a poster of what it is that you want it to be, who it is you want it to become. And I couldn't wait to do it and go home and put it on the refrigerator. That's a vision board. So when you think about vision boards, it's actually the future, action of what you do every day and what you look at every day with the pictures that you have.
But it doesn't have to just stop as a kindergartner.
Of course not.
I mean, even at this age.
As adults, we certainly need to do them.
And keep changing them and revising them as
always. So we start fresh, and Mercedes knows when I'm hosting an event, whether it's a workshop, a party, or a seminar, I charge my clients with understanding that this isn't going to be the first and the last. It's the beginning. Because just as your goals and your aspirations change, your vision board must change. So with that being said, I recommend doing them regularly, at least quarterly.
Do you start new, or do you build
yes, you
on
should
the
start
old?
new, because you want to start from scratch, fresh ideas.
Each time?
Each time. Now you may have some accomplishments or dreams, you know, aspirations that you want to achieve that you continue to have, and then you may also have some things that you say, you know what, last couple of months I've had to change the heart, and that's not what I'm interested in pursuing anymore.
I was just wondering, because there's that wonderful saying that says, you know, you can't go into the future without embracing your past.
True. That is true.
And I just wonder about if a vision board gives you the opportunity to say, you know, if you're going on to the next one, that you put in a picture or something that you, something on your collage that says, did that. Nailed
Well, that's
it.
what you have a checklist for. So actually, as the life coach, you know, when I work with my clients, we always celebrate the accomplishments so that we can then be inspired and motivated to want to continue and to do more.
What if you're not exactly sure what you want to do? I know
That's
there's a lot of
okay. That's okay. And that's, you know, as a counselor, that's what I always tell my clients, I tell my students. It's okay to not know. Being able to say, I don't know, is a start. And so for a lot of people, when they come to the vision board events, they're coming because they have so much up here that they're not clear about, but they need to get it out. So the vision board provides an opportunity of having some clarity and getting what's in here out on paper.
So that might actually answer that, help answer that
Absolutely.
question.
Because of the pictures that you're drawn to, you know, in the magazines or in things that you put on the board, there's a reason why you may not be able to articulate and understand why you're continuously drawn to a picture, you know, a tropical island or maybe New York City, but deep down inside you may
Judge likes that one. Now, earlier, Jan and I were talking, and she was saying, you know, it might sound simple, and you say, oh, I'll just go home and do it. But when you're so busy, it never gets done.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because people will say all the time,
I have no time to
make an appointment
yes,
for an event.
Thank you so
and
much.
you put it on your calendar, and you go and you do it with other people.
Yes.
And it's kind of like
It's kind of like getting your nails done and your hair done and your makeup, or going to get your car washed or detailed. We can all do that ourselves. However, who has the time to do it? And actually, when you're doing a vision board, it's not just sitting down and cutting out pictures and putting them on a board. You know, I always have the class, the group. We have to, you know, as I say, power down. We have to get still and really think about where it is that we are. You know, really, you know, get vested into what's important to me. And it's very hard to do that when you have all
Powering
kinds of
down is
responsibilities.
hard.
So you have to power down, and that's what we do first. We don't just jump right into the activity at all. Whether it's a corporate vision board workshop that I'm doing, or whether it's a vision board party, we take the time to get still and really think about where we are and what energies are we feeling, what is it that we desire.
Is this like a life coach? Is
Yes,
that,
that's actually part of what I do as
is that
as a
similar,
life
the
coach,
same
yes.
idea of,
Yes, yes.
MK, you had a question.
Well, I was just saying, sometimes people don't even can benefit from a vision board, even if you kind of do have your dream job, even if you do have, even if you are living the life that you, because we always have some lingering back questions of the woulda, shoulda, coulda.
what if?
Absolutely.
So
you can
I
always
think-
do more.
Yeah, a vision board, it's like even in the course of a week, you'll run into a friend who's saying, you know, I just learned to make crepes. And it's like,
Sushi rolls.
Oh, sushi rolls. Exactly. See? Remember that.
Or you think it's out there in the universe.
Yeah, see? But, and just say, I've always wanted to do that. Boom. Now, is your vision board a living, breathing thing that stays with you and you add to it?
I say do not add to it, you start fresh. So actually I have a vision board, I brought it here somewhere, that I did back in March.
Let's try and get it into our vision.
I am in the process, like today I'm hoping to get still, I'm hoping, and to do one. And then what's very important is not just, you know, what you do before the vision board, and then of course the actual activity, but then what you do with it after? Where are you going to place it? What are you going to do with it? How often do you look at that vision board? That all plays a key.
And I'm thinking, you just can't do this vision board and then put your feet up and wait for things to happen.
Right, it's not magical.
It's like vision board, activate.
Right. Right. It helps you to activate your dreams, but you have to do the work.
In the next segment, maybe that's where the life coaching comes in.
And we will get to that. We're having so much fun with you, Dr.
I know.
Now, before we go to break, can I just say happy birthday, Grandma? Happy birthday, Today is my grandmother's birthday. Love you, Grandma. Happy birthday. Okay, so we'll be right back with our conversation with Dr. Luchey. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Daily Buzz 716. We're having too much fun here. We're continuing our conversation with the Luch. Dr. Keli-Koran, counselor, consultant, and founder of Lucid Pathways. So right before the break, Jan, you were talking about you can't just do one and sit back.
And relax, put your feet up and go, okay, universe, take it away. Let's make it happen.
Thank you for saying that.
So this is one, right?
So this is my complete, I'm putting all my business out there, yes, that's what I do. This is my completed vision board. This is the most recent one that I did in March. We had a snow day, remember in March we were blessed with that snow day, and I said it's time, it was long overdue. So yes, we were blessed with the snow day. So here we go. And I have to tell you that most of what is on here, I have been able to accomplish.
Could you read us some of the examples?
Sure. Let's see here.
It's hard.
Well, maybe today.
Okay, I have to see the
I like the back.
Thank you.
The back.
I'm really giving away my secrets that normally you don't get until you come to a lucid vision board.
I'm taking notes here on Dr.
I'm on
Kelly.
TV right now, so maybe this is my year of being the biggest breakout TV star, huh? Gotta put it into the atmosphere.
Is that on here?
It's right, yeah, it's right there. Yes.
So give us a couple of them.
Biggest breakout TV
Biggest
star.
faith renewed, the power of the pen. I've been doing a lot of writing lately. Talk. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of words on there. And with the vision board, words and pictures.
Mental health, I love
Mental
that
health,
one.
which is very, very
Mental
key and
health
important.
matters.
Her gentle power. I like that, gentle and power.
Do you have those red sunglasses? It's really what I want.
Yeah, yes, and red is my color. I love red. Love, step forward every time. You see there's a lot of there's a tropical theme there because I'm an island girl. When I retire, I hope to be down near the water. I want to feel it, see it, and
La Luch, one of our viewers, Robin Gilbert, says, yes, I've done several vision boards. Love it.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Robin.
So
She's awesome. Great viewer.
So now tell us a little bit, we were talking before about being a life coach.
Yes, yes.
And we wanted to ask, what does that mean? How do you do it?
Well, being a life coach is actually something that's near and dear to my heart. We all need to, at some point in our lives, sit down and talk to somebody. Now, I do have a PhD, a degree in counseling, but I find that for most people, it's still a little awkward to say, hey, I need to go see a counselor. We're much more comfortable with saying, hey, I have a life coach. Because, for many people, it infers that, hey, I'm working on getting myself together. And
positive,
in a
like
positive way.
Positive.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I do is I work closely with clients and I work with them in helping to understand where it is that they are. We also have to think about where they were in order to get to where they want to be.
So that's what you were saying earlier, MK, not focusing on it, but bringing out the past.
Yes, you have to, because if you run from it, it's going to always be on you. And there's so many people who are doing great things, but they could be doing phenomenal things if they only allowed themselves to acknowledge their past and let it go.
What holds them back, though?
I think fear of failure. I think fear of judgment,
risk,
embarrassment, risk. But you have to let go of your fear.
We all feel that in the course of a day.
We do, certainly.
No matter how awesome we are, even Mercedes does. But now there's no age limitation to this.
Absolutely not. I
Because
have
I know
done
a lot
them
of young
with
people that
children.
would dig it like
I do
crazy.
birthday parties for kids. I do, you know, the sweet 16s, or like I'm doing one for a 13-year-old very soon. We do them for couples. I do them for couples, and I just have to tell this story. I actually did one for couples, and at the end, when they were sharing their vision boards, the gentleman got on his knee and he proposed to his girlfriend.
You help him see the light.
I
Dr.
helped him
Kelly.
to see the light.
You help him see the light.
Yeah.
Keep that vision.
Absolutely.
Vision sticker
Yes,
for just
yes,
an
they're
area.
still together and
Yeah.
they're doing well.
Awesome.
And then also for corporate, for companies as well, helping them to work, you know, with their employees to make certain that they're all on the same page with regards to their mission, to their
And
purpose.
actually, this is a really good time of the year to start something like this.
Yes, it is.
January,
January,
new
start of the new year.
new beginning, new you.
Resolutions.
Yes, resolution.
Yes, and you know what, people talk so negative. Now you hear everybody talking about resolutions.
Yes,
I'm not doing
don't
it.
do it,
There's
don't do it.
nothing wrong with having resolutions. However, people need to understand it's not just January 1st.
Right.
You know, you need to continuously set goals for yourself. Daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals.
Yeah, yeah.
So what have you learned from doing this type, like putting it all together? What would you say you've learned over the years?
You know what? It all goes back to, you know, the premise of my business, which is Lucid Pathways. And a lot of people think that I did Lucid because it's close to Luchey, and it's really not the reason why. Lucid,
I
I
didn't even
wanted
think of that.
something that represented, you know, and defined clarity. And so, and I've always been, you know, a proponent of writing things down. I think in the age of technology, while it's been very helpful, we're losing a great gift. And so a lot of people say, well, I use Pinterest and I have, you know, on my computer or on my screensaver or on my phone, you know, I have my vision board, I've created it, which is fine, but creating the tangible, the time, the energy that is pulled from you when you're pulling those pictures and you're putting them on the board is very important. So it's still very important to have visions, to have dreams, to write them down, and then believe in yourself that you can do them.
Now, are you driven by the word? Are you driven by the vision? Are you driven by the visual?
All of it.
I would say
all of it.
Because
the
as
words,
I'm
the
looking at
vision,
that,
the
that's what I'm
emotion that it
seeing.
evokes, that it pulls from you, it serves as a reminder. And so wherever you your vision board should be placed in a location where you are going to look at it regularly, you know, multiple times a day.
It could
and
be very
speak it.
depressing if you're not getting where you have to be and you're
Well,
looking at
it's
it.
a reminder. It's a reminder
process,
of, like,
too.
put the
I
cookie
would
down.
say.
I remember my son when I did one younger, and he's like, Mom, remember
I have
that
a picture of Thin Mints.
So,
Well, one of the things I love is, just like Mary Kate said, you can have a great career, but I noticed on my last one that I didn't have my kids on there, and I felt horrible. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't put anything about, but I spend so much time, my son has this and my daughter has this, and I really thought, you know what, holy cow, it's time to spend more time focusing on my marriage, or spend more time focusing on, you know, I want to be home to make meals. I want to, you know, certain things within Mercedes that I was like, holy cow, I'm so busy doing basketball and soccer and singing and dancing that you can sometimes forget yourself. So it's not always about the career. You can have a great career, but I'm able to focus
You know
on
what? Maybe you do have a great career, but maybe it's not the career you want.
right.
You know?
That's true.
This would help you
So a
change
life
that
coach
refocus.
might be able to help you
To refocus, really delve, and you may see like some fears that you have.
Change what I'm doing. I'm too old. But you know, do you sit down? What do you do? Do you sit down with a pile of magazines and just sort of say that prayer to lead me where I'm meant to go?
You know, honestly, whether you do it on your own or you come to an event, it is so important to first just sit still. You know, at first, like, you know, and this is not just for women, men do them as well.
Yeah.
You know, one of my very, very good friends who's, you know, a big time professional, he came to one of my first events and he said, Kelly, I still have mine. It's on my refrigerator. But you have to get still. How often do you sit down and just
We don't.
Not
think?
much.
We don't.
Exactly. So it's important to do that.
We need
and
to teach our
then,
producer, Kelly O'Hara. to
Yes,
sit
so we're going
Kelly,
to get
sit still.
We're going to sit still. We're
All
going
right, thank you, Dr. Lucchey. Thank you.
Thank you for
We
having
have
me.
to take a short
So
break,
awesome.
but up next, a young woman with a big talent. Stay with us.
I love your logo.
Thank you. You do?